Welcome to the physical build of Elevator 1. We've got our big breadboard, 4 push buttons down below for the elevator, 4 push buttons up above for the floor, and our little servo whose horn will move corresponding to which floor we're moving to. I've got small little jumpers going down the bottom here for each push button to ground that terminal, and then the one up above goes to the mothership, over to the Arduino. Okay, so we've got kind of 8 pins going to the ground rail, and then 8 pins going over to the Arduino. The pin numbers are per the instructions. The Arduino then has a big arching power supply, right? A ground and a 5 volts going to our plus or minus rail. The servo is also getting its juice from that plus or minus rail, and then the signal wire from the servo is the yellow one going over to pin 12. So hopefully all this agrees with our instructions. And I pressed the reset button on the Arduino to kind of get it started. The servo is a little bit nervous about being in video, so it's kind of responding strangely. So the first thing we do is press the floor button. So we're starting at floor 1, so I'm going to press floor 2. Okay. And I see you can't quite see let me back out a little bit. So now the servo is at floor 2. The elevator, I'm going to bring him back down to floor 1. Maybe the floor button to go to floor 3. Elevator button to floor 4. And then the floor button back to floor 1. Elevator to floor 2. Floor to 3. Elevator to 4. And then back home. Okay. So there's the fully functioning elevator 1. Listen for floor buttons, take an action, then listen for elevator buttons, take an action, and then rinse and repeat. Let's take a look at how this might happen with the code as well, right? So I'm gonna move over to our machine. Okay, try to focus in. This is code you guys have seen before. There's the setup. There's the loop. I've done a little bit of diagnostics, as you can see here. Right, I've gotten some print commands that tell me that I pressed an F button, and print commands that tell me I pressed an E button. Okay, these are quite useful for debugging your code. Okay, and I begin, of course, with a little bit of a greeting to the elevator folks, or the elevator engineer here. Say hello after opening the serial monitor. Okay, so let's take a look at how this might work. So you see the experiment I just got done doing, it said hello, and then I pressed F button 1, and then E button 0, F button 2. Okay, and so this is giving me blow by blow, making sure that each of my buttons is working, kind of like what we saw with the input pull-up, starter project with Arduino. Okay, so there we are, going back and forth between the code and the circuit, but this time in the physical world. Right? That's all for now, friends.